All I have to say is our movie is going to shock the world because it is none other than Shockwave!
I told you. Oh, God.
Sweet. We should probably roll right into it.
Yeah, okay, go.
Cool. Today we reviewed Shockwaves, or
Not Shockmaster.
Yeah, Shockmaster.
We'll review that anytime, though.
Exactly. Anytime that we have any free time to just like drink booze and watch WWE clips,
Yeah.
we'll watch that. But we got to watch Shockwaves. Mediocre film, pretty good, but
Yeah.
that's not what we're here. We're here to talk a little bit about the context of
Yeah,
it.
and why we love mediocre films with mediocre budgets.
Exactly. So this film was released in '77, shot in 35 days,
Yeah.
which is crazy fast. Directed by Ken Widerhorn, also directed Return of the Living Dead 2.
What, really?
Yeah, and he did 7 episodes of the Freddy TV show. The
Nightmare on Elm Street.
Freddy's Nightmares or whatever.
Freddy's Nightmares. Okay.
The cast members, I think you probably want to call out who the most notable folks are.
Yeah, so there's a few people in there, but I think the most famous person is probably Luke Halbin from Flipper. He is great. He was. I don't know how they got him for this movie.
I know.
Help them, Flipper. Tow them if you can.
Women castaways of all things. Gee, what fellow wants to share his private island with a girl?
I think they dragged some other guys. They dragged Peter Cushing in. They dragged John Carradine in, but they got the kid from Flipper.
Slide in there a little bit.
just a horror icon, Peter Cushing, and John Carradine, who was in a few horror movies. He was actually Dracula in a couple Universal movies, House of Frankenstein and House of Dracula. Some people say he's the worst Dracula. I don't know. Do your own research.
Make your own assumptions.
Yeah, make your own assumptions. There's a few people who played Dracula. Is he the worst? I don't think he's the worst.
He's clearly better than Bela Lugosi.
Oh, wow.
Your bullets can't hurt me. Oh, no? See? Give me that.
So yeah, Peter Cushing is in this. I think he made this movie right before he made Star Wars. Mm-hmm. If not, it was back to back.
Yeah, this was
before
shot
and
in
after.
'75, and Star Wars was like '76. Right?
Yeah,
So.
yeah. So somehow he ended up on this movie, and he is far and away the best actor.
Yeah.
In this cast, and embarrassingly so.
Yeah, like you would see the others just deliver lines,
Yes.
and then Peter would actually act.
He would
and
act.
You could totally tell.
You're not making any sense. If you will not be so impatient, maybe I will have the opportunity to tell you. We'll try and make it fast.
The acting, Peter Cushing's acting is here,
Yeah.
and everybody else in the
Is
movie
way-
is here. It is staggering.
You could tell he's like
difference.
trying to prompt good acting, and it's not working.
But yeah, I wish he was in more of the film. I wish he lasted until like one of the last people alive
Yeah,
or whatever.
for sure.
John Carradine plays the boat captain. Mm-hmm. He's probably certainly the second most famous person on the cast, and probably the second best actor in the cast too.
He was old as fuck in this movie.
Yeah.
They were saying that he fell asleep between shots because he was so old he couldn't even hold his weight.
I'm an old man. I gotta take a nap.
So the other cast member I wanted to call out is Brooke Adams.
Yes.
She played Rose, but we know her so fondly from Invasion of the Body Snatchers, which was from our first season of Fright Companion.
Yes.
We still, to this day, use her googly eyes for every censor.
I think that you might agree that that's probably the most fucked up scene of any movie.
Yeah.
We've seen so far.
I was visibly shocked during that scene.
If you're not crazy, you can do the thing with your eyes.
What the
What?
fuck?
What the fuck is that CG?
She did well in this film, but the way she got onto it was a little greasy. The director called her in for an audition, said you must wear a bikini, and made her swim around in a bikini, and that's how she got hired. So,
We talk about the movie now?
yeah, let's talk about the plot.
timeline. Okay.
Yeah, you want to start?
Yeah. Okay. I'll start. This movie begins with Rose in a dinghy, lost at sea.
Yeah.
And some foreign fishermen. What do we know what their nationality is? That might give us a clue as to one of our questions about this movie.
No, I mean apparently it's all like supposed to be outside of Germany, and that's like
Germany.
the
Those
Nazi
those guys didn't look German.
Not at all. Not at all.
They were. I wouldn't have guessed German.
Yep.
You gonna tell us now what you're doing out here?
I don't
You know, Germany is right on the ocean.
Exactly. It's close there, you know. But
So these fishermen rescue her dinghy, and she's like, obviously been in the sun for a while. It's pretty cool makeup. She's all chapped and sunburnt and just looks terrible.
hey, so she.
After that quick intro, we're shown a flashback. I guess at this point it's a flashback to Rose on a boat.
Yeah.
And there's a bunch of people on a boat. It's like Gilligan's Island.
Yeah, it's like a chartered yacht or something.
It's a chartered tour boat.
Yeah, and the boat scenes, the one thing I do want to call out that I thought was pretty cool was that they shot the boat scenes in the boat, and they regretted it. They were like, we should have just went in the studio.
There's no room.
But they were in the boat shooting it, and they shot the boat like 60 feet out from shore, and they were on shore like in the water, but like just like a couple feet into it. Yeah.
Right. So they're on the charter tour. They are on the way to the island, and like the sky goes orange.
Fuck both.
Whoa.
Whoa.
The sun's going down, I guess. Wow.
You guys got a yellow tape?
Then I guess it's nighttime, and they're all kind of hanging out on the boat.
Yeah.
And this cargo boat or
Vessel,
some
yeah.
giant metal vessel sideswipes them and like damages their boat.
Yeah, and it's the captain's mate that's steering. So the captain's like down in the deck, like just, sleeping or whatever. So he comes storming up, obviously, because the crash happens, and he calls out the mate and says, like, you fucked up, you hit a rock or something. He's like, no, I swear to God, it was a ship.
Ships don't come up out of nowhere. You ran us onto something.
Rose agrees and says, I saw it too. So the captain shoots a flare out, and you see just like the remnants of an old, like, broken down vessel.
Yeah, that was a really cool shot.
It was. That asshole douchebag, Norman, who's like just always like has a problem with everything that's happening.
Why is he even on? Why is he even there?
Yeah, he hates the boat. He hates the captain. He hates everything about his life. Yeah, he hates everybody. So he comes up and he's all pissed off, and the captain tells him to go sit down. I'm going to take care of this. And he goes to go under the boat to fix the engine.
Yeah.
The navigation's out, everything's out, so it's basically done. And the ship, as the captain's gone, they all try to get a little shut-eye, but the ship starts to sink. So they all get in a dinghy and like take off.
Yeah, with no captain.
Yeah.
You can't find the captain.
You know, I keep asking myself if this is really happening, if this isn't all a bad dream. Then I realize it isn't a dream anyone would believe, so it must be real.
That doesn't make sense. Cut to daylight, they get to an island, and they row right over
coincidentally, John Carradine.
John Carradine.
His part in this movie is done.
Yeah.
They couldn't afford him for more than 2 days, I guess, or something like that. But yeah, the dinghy has a glass bottom, and they row right over him, which was such a good shot.
Yeah.
We might see it again.
Yeah, they said that they shot that in a pool, and that he was held down by other cast members, and he did it like 4 times. It's like this fucking 80-year-old dude just like being drowned to basically come up spattering for air. So
they were rowing to an island, and for some reason it had a big hotel facility.
Yeah, yeah.
That was abandoned because there was palm fronds
Yeah.
everywhere.
Just palm fronds.
Palm fronds.
No other dilapidation, just
No.
palm fronds, live fish, you know.
That shit blows. It blows all over. It's like a tropical tumbleweeds.
Yeah, exactly.
They're everywhere. So they find this abandoned hotel, and they walk in, and there is a record player. Actually, it's a
Yeah, hand crank. I don't know what they're called.
there's a thing. You
Yeah.
crank the thing, and we should know that word.
Yeah, but we don't.
We don't. And they listen to it, and then you hear Peter Cushing,
Yep.
like just trolling them.
Yep.
Where are you? I am near, but also far.
They mentioned all the stuff that happened prior and like how the sky went orange and all
Yes.
that. And he was pretty perturbed, and he went down to the shores to kind of see like
Right.
if he could tell what was going on. And he saw what we now see are like these Nazi zombies.
Yeah.
That's like their first appearance.
Oh, Nazis are coming on shore.
Oh shit.
They got big old greasy black boots.
God. I gotta be here for this.
Oh, never mind. They're going back out in the water.
And then it kind of cuts to Dobbs, who's the cook for the chartered yacht.
Yes.
Who's trying to source food for them because we now know that they're going to be kind of stranded there
And
for
he
a
was
while.
complaining about having to do his job.
He goes out into like the middle of nowhere, obviously wading through a swamp, and is looking for food in water for some reason.
Why was this the best path to go get food?
Yeah.
Just walk down the fucking river and look for oranges?
Turns around and sees like what we now know is a Nazi zombie
Yeah.
that has like weird crazy goggles
Yeah.
and a Nazi outfit on.
Yeah.
Turns out the goggles were there was an extra that came on that just got glaucoma surgery, and the director loved his glasses. It was like, we're putting every one of those on zombies. It was pretty crazy.
But that's the trademark of the zombies in this movie, are those dark goggles, and it actually plays into like their weakness.
Yeah.
It's like, how are we going to kill these guys? I don't know. We can just have them die. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, well, glaucoma.
Ex-
They have glaucoma.
Yeah.
And you pull their goggles off, and they just spaz on the ground, and
Yeah.
they die because of fucking glaucoma.
They should just smoke weed. It's good for arthritis too.
You mentioned the zombie appearing behind the cook.
Yeah.
In this movie,
Yeah.
the zombies regularly, it happens all the time.
Yeah.
This is like how they emerge every single time, is to stand up out of the water, and it's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, it is.
They walk on the bottom of the ocean all the time,
Yeah.
which was crazy because you can't just walk on the bottom of the ocean. You need like weighted boots, like a link.
Yeah. So
You got to do water temple shit
exactly.
to do that.
Yes. You need the blue tunic, and you need the boats.
Yes.
But yeah, there was mention of that in the document, or the one of like the interviews. The cinematographer had one guy that was like, I'll do anything for this movie. And he was like, okay, we're going to go out
Nice.
into the middle of the ocean. We're going to sink down 20 feet, and we're going to put lead weights in your pockets. And we're going to wear scuba gear. You're going to take off your scuba gear, and you're going to walk until you can't breathe anymore. And then I'm going to come and grab you because
Save
you
your
can't
life.
see because you have these stupid goggles on. And I'm going to drag you back to your fucking scuba outfit. And then bring you back up to the surface by taking the lead weights out of your pocket.
That's great. The zombies rise out of the water, like Apocalypse Now.
Yeah.
They also only drown their victims. Every time there's the guy in the swimming pool where they tie the fabric around his neck and pull him down, but they eventually pull him under the water.
Exactly.
So somehow they find a way to get people into water and kill them. Like the guy in the pool, they kick him back into the pool. He's trying to climb out. But first of all, he fell into the pool because he's
he's
an
a
idiot.
douchebag, yeah.
People keep walking into water. They have no power outside of even the one woman that they kill out like away from the ocean or the swimming pool.
Yeah.
They throw her in an aquarium.
Yeah, she's dead in an aquarium. You just find her floating.
So stay away from water.
Yeah.
And these guys are no problem.
Yeah.
And, be in the sunlight and pull their goggles off.
Yeah, and that brings us back to Dobbs, who was just like, he was looking for food, but he was in waist-deep water.
Yes.
And stepped on sea urchins.
He stepped on, that was nasty.
Yeah.
Fuck!
Oh, shit. Ah!
I was horrified by that was
scarier
bad.
than the zombies.
That was bad. He stepped on a sea urchin
Yeah.
and fell over, and the zombie just killed him.
Yeah, he was all mutilated.
He might have
That
been
was
dead
crazy.
already. I
Yeah,
would have been.
I know. Once Dobbs is like, you see him die, it goes back to the hotel or whatever we want to call it. So Cushing is like telling him how he's the SS commander for this death corps. This like zombie underwater crew was designed to like help fight in wars and everything.
Yeah, and
But
they were like
recalled.
murderers and
Yeah,
rapists and stuff,
exactly.
and they figured that these would be the best group of people to give like supernatural zombie powers.
Yeah, exactly.
They find out that these guys are loose on the island. Peter Cushing just takes off.
Yeah.
I don't know where he's going.
Yeah.
Doesn't he tell the rest of the people that there's a boat on the other side of the island?
Yep.
But then he takes off. Was he heading to the boat? Why would he tell them that there's a boat if he was going to use it?
I don't know what his plan was. If he was like trying to see if he could like holier than thou with these zombies and like rein them back in.
Well, he was really thirsty before he did that because he stopped to take a drink or splash his head.
Exactly.
And there was a zombie in the water. You don't go near the water in this movie.
You would think he would know. After we see Peter meet his ultimate demise, we get to the point where the rest of the team has learned about this location of this boat.
Yes.
They dig through some brush and they find it. And they're
find
like,
it.
fuck yeah, we're going to get out of here. And they start like taking off, but they get stuck in a mud bog or whatever.
Yes.
And they get overtaken by like zombies and
Yeah.
stuff. And they're like trying to fight their way off, and the boat just kind of floats away.
They lose their boat and the boat's gone.
Yeah.
And the one guy who's a strong swimmer, the Flipper guy, right?
Yeah.
Is it Flipper?
Flipper, yeah.
The Flipper guy. Chuck, the captain's mate, tries to swim to the dinghy, but it's just it's gone.
Yeah.
It's too fast, and he turns around and comes back.
Yeah.
And if he had his dolphin,
I mean, if he did,
the dolphin could have gotten the boat and brought it back. I don't know.
he could have rode on top of him like a fucking like Aladdin.
My kids haven't sunk a basket in so long they've forgotten what it looks like. My best player.
But you know,
But
that's neither here nor there.
He didn't have the dolphin, and I don't know what happened to the dolphin, but it would have come in handy.
Yeah, exactly.
Help them, Flipper. Tow them if you can.
But then Rose gets back to the hotel and happens upon the others. That is like Keith, Chuck, and Beverly.
So Chuck finds a walk-in cooler, and they say it's got 2 foot thick walls. I
Yeah,
don't
so-
think so.
I don't know about
Have
that.
you ever seen a walk-in with a? I mean, I know that they cover up sound. You could go in and scream and yell,
Yeah.
or do other things.
I was about to say
in a
that's where
walk-in.
cooks go to, get one in.
So they take shelter there, and they barricade the door. But the one guy has a germaphobe freak out, like Microwave Massacre,
Yeah.
and has to get out. He's
Yeah.
like, I got to get out. I can't be in here. I can't be in here.
It was pretty
And-
good acting for his terrible performance otherwise.
Yeah. So that was good. I appreciated that. It kind of was went along with the zombie films where, the biggest enemy of the humans is the humans.
Yeah.
Right. And so he freaks out and wants to get out of the walk-in, pulls the flare gun, and
I'm getting out of this freaking cooler.
yes, I'm getting out of here, and give me that flashlight.
Yeah.
What a dick.
I know.
And they're like, all I got is this, what, he's got a lighter
Greasy
or
old gas lamp.
a gas lamp. A gas lamp in a walk-in.
Yeah.
And so he runs out, and they're battling at the door, and he fires the flare gun into the walk-in, and of course it fills the walk-in with smoke.
Yeah.
So they all have to leave.
Yeah.
I appreciated that. That was a lot of thought put into that scene and why they couldn't stay in the walk-in and barricade themselves in.
Once the flare fires off,
Yeah.
Keith leaves. He's like out of this group. He runs outside and is just trying to escape the island. I think he's trying to find the dinghy boat and just get out of here. But as any horror movie would go, what you would expect them to avoid, he does not. He just falls right into a pool.
He falls into he falls into a swimming pool.
A giant pool, not like a 6-foot swimmer pool. It's a big pool.
You're like, he's not near a stream.
Yeah.
He's not near the ocean.
Yeah.
I think he's probably safe from these zombies. Falls in a swimming pool.
Yeah.
There's zombies in the swimming pool
And
because
they're
of
just
course
chilling in there. Yeah.
they're in there.
Yeah, and the zombie immediately just gets up, grabs him. He tries to get out of the pool. They push him back in.
Yeah, there's a rare zombie on dry land that kicks him.
Yeah, it gives him a front boot right to the chest.
So Flipper and Rose hide in an oven overnight, successfully.
Yeah.
And they wake up the next morning and they crawl out and they find Beverly in an aquarium, drowned.
Yeah.
Like I said, if there's any water around, you're probably going to die. So then there's 2 left. Just Flipper and Rose.
Yeah, and they're like, we got to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
They run out. So the ship that Cushing was talking about is gone. It's left. But they still have the dinghy that they used to escape the yacht that was sinking in the beginning of the movie. So they run out to that dinghy. They get there successfully, and it looks like it's going to be like this peaceful, journey on the way out of this island. It's the 2 that are in love and they're ready to leave.
In love?
Yeah.
I
wouldn't say in love. They had a mutual attraction to each other. I would say that.
Gee, what fellow wants to share his private island with a girl?
But they were like taking off, and next thing you know, you have like a Friday the 13th moment where a zombie jumps out and grabs Chuck and pulls him into the water.
And he escapes.
Yeah, there's quite a struggle, but he gets out.
All right.
Yeah.
And he gets back in the boat.
Yep.
And then it happens all over again and he dies.
You're like, wait a minute, that's not how you didn't see both of them in the boat, so you gotta get him again. Then another zombie grabs his ass, brings him in.
And then they do the glass bottom boat scene one more time.
With the rope around his neck or whatever it was.
And then she just, I guess they gave up.
Yeah.
And she floated away.
Yep.
And then it wraps around to the beginning. You watch the movie again.
Yeah. And then you have like this, the only scene that's after the beginning is her in a mental hospital or like a hospital bed.
Right.
And she's like, all I can hear are the waves slapping against the boat. And she's like writing against a notebook, but it's just like chicken scratch.
That was cool. Yeah. There's a monologue over top of her writing.
Yeah.
And then the camera kind of pans around and it shows that she's just writing garbage.
Yeah. But it's like, I feel like that's actually a really great ending to a horror movie, but it should have been used on a different movie. Like anything with like Friday the 13th or these slasher killers where one person gets out, but they're so insane that
there's
can't
no survivors.
articulate. Yeah.
There's really no survivors because she went crazy.
Yeah.
So it was a decent movie.
Yeah.
I didn't have any expectations. I knew Nazi zombies. And there has been a couple Nazi zombie movies before this.
Yeah.
But it was pretty sparse. I think that there was something in the 40s or 50s and maybe in the 60s, 70s for sure. But afterwards, there's certainly...
They got Wolfenstein.
They got Call of Duty. It's a staple.
Yeah.
So we like to point out if people are certain fans of certain things, how that would line up with the movies that we're watching on this show. So do you have any ideas if people are fans of certain things that they'd be a fan of this too?
I mean, we've touched on a couple. Shockmaster.
If you're a fan of Shockmaster.
If you're a fan of Shockmaster.
This has the same word.
It does. It has that one word that has nothing to do with the movie. So I guess
Shockmaster wears a helmet with eyepieces. Covers his eyes. Shockmaster might have glaucoma.
Exactly. You never know.
Speaking of glaucoma, if you're a fan of glaucoma, you should watch this because these zombies have glaucoma.
Yeah.
I think that might be the only glaucoma zombies. The zombies lay underwater and they smoke seaweed to help their glaucoma.
Yeah, dude, exactly. I would say that if you're a fan of Nazis, that might that might be something that just caters to your needs. There's plenty of Nazi propaganda.
Yeah. If you're a fan of Peter Cushing,
Yep.
right, which who's not?
Who's not? Yeah.
This is a movie that he was in. Mm-hmm. You should watch it.
Yeah.
He's a great actor.
If you're a fan of Flipper, you at least get the actor. You get no dolphins. No,
a
whatsoever.
dolphin would have solved almost all those problems. A dolphin would have fucked those zombies up.
Yeah.
Because they were in the water. The fucking bottlenose would have killed him. It would have done some damage.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Exactly right. If you're a fan of dinghies with glass bottoms.
If you love a glass bottom,
Yeah.
then you'll love this movie. There's a lot of glass bottoms.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a fan of drunk cooks or walk-in coolers,
Walk-in freezers, yeah.
walk-in, then there's they both factor in heavily into the plot of this movie.
If you're a fan of broken down ships.
With no fucking point. Yeah. Were the zombies on the ship?
Yeah, if you're a fan of confusion, if you're a fan of being confused, this is a great movie for you.
There's more to this movie. We really need a part 2 or
Yeah.
a director's cut to
Exactly.
really learn what the ship... what was the ship for?
Yeah.
They were sleeping in the water. Were they on the boat? I don't know.
I have no idea.
One more thing. If you're a fan of synthesizer
Yes.
soundtracks,
Yes.
this has actually a really good one. There's vinyl available of the soundtrack.
there is.
Look it up. It's
Yeah.
great. Look up the soundtracks on YouTube. Let it play. It's pretty crazy.
It is. Yeah, they used it for like the theatrical trailers too.
Yeah.
It was pretty creepy. So,
Yeah.
well, to wrap this up, I would say that the main thing we try to get across to people is that these movies are still available and they're available on new media like this.
Yes.
Blue Underground released the Blu-ray disc. They also added new interviews. I think this was done in like 2014.
Okay.
Is when they started this whole endeavor. So there's an interview with Rose. There's an interview with Chuck.
Yeah.
There's an interview with the cinematographer, and then one other guy, I forget. But then there's like, we watched all these still frames of like the posters and like ticket stubs and all that. It's pretty cool. So it's available through Blue Underground through Blu-ray. I didn't see it available on any streaming services, but just check your providers. It always changes up.
That stuff changes all the time. So.
Yeah. But I mean, it's 86 minutes long. It wasn't my favorite, but I think it was a good watch because the shots that you mentioned, like the flare gun shot, and then the zombies like coming out of the water or like trudging through the water. Yeah. It's worth it just to see their like a $200,000 budget being stretched to that imagination. It's pretty cool. Yeah. It's rated PG, so your little child can watch it with you.
I'm fucking telling you, it's PG.
There's no gore.
Yeah, there's nothing.
There's horrible drownings.
Yeah.
But there's no gore.
Exactly. So, but I mean, I think that about does it.
Yeah.
We want to thank everybody for taking a look. We hope that you get a chance to watch it and enjoy it as much as we did. But I think until next time, I think that's about all we got.
All right. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say about this one.
Yeah.
This is empty. I can't
know.
choose
Me
you
too.
with an empty glass.
Me too. I think we should just both top it off a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm getting fat piss too.
All right, so that wraps up our quick review of Shockwaves. It was a good time.
Yeah.
Check it out. Like we said, there's lots of interesting themes here, and in a few instances, like Nazis walking on the bottom of the ocean and stuff. Like you've seen Pirates of the Caribbean with the zombies walking on the bottom of the ocean. But guess what? It was here first.
Yeah.
So watch this. Get a little horror history under your belt of where those water zombies came from.
Exactly.
And more importantly, first instance of glaucoma zombies.
Yeah.
Certainly. Somebody's got to throw that into a modern film.
Yeah, they do.
Glaucoma zombies.
Well, and also, I mean, like and subscribe, all that shit for us. We'd really appreciate it. But thanks for watching another episode.
Yeah. More and more to come, I guess.
Cool, brother.